guys, I am so sorry. My computer froze like 5 minutes before I was supposed to go on, and I have like a giant mint in my mouth, so I'm sorry about that as well. And I'm just kind of sorry in general because it's been such a long time since I've been on here, and the last time I was on here, I was talking about like some stuff you may not have known about me and some food from A&W, which actually wasn't sponsored. I'm just a fan of their food, and they wanted me to do a little questionnaire for you guys and to do it in video form since I have a lot of people that watch me on here, so they thought that would be more fun. Anyway, I'm just rambling. I think I scared a lot of people with the thumbnail and with the title of this, but it is not intended to be clickbaitish. At the same time, I don't want you to be scared, but I also want to explain a few things because I've gotten a lot of questions from people, and instead of trying to reply to like all the DMs and trying to tweet about it, because I know a lot of people aren't on Twitter, don't follow me on Twitter, or don't see my tweets, which is totally fine. I want to put it on Instagram. Like, I wanted to come on here and just talk to you guys about what's been going on, and also just kind of chat with you in general. I see a lot of people are here, so I just want to say hi to you guys. At first, I see Mina, Thomas, Ikali, DJ, Scott, J.I.V., Diaz, we'll say that right, Recipes, Mina, Brianna, Chase, Leo, Deja, Vanessa, and Amy, Fort Walton Beach Girl. Thank you guys so much for being here. I have missed you guys so much, so much. I sit and think about like, oh my gosh, I need to, like every week I would talk to people on Twitter and I would say like, yes, this week I'm going to come back and do a video, and that doesn't happen. And also I told you guys I was going to be covering Westworld Season 2. That also hasn't happened. I have caught up on the series, and if anybody in here wants me to do a chat after this chat dedicated to Westworld, because I don't want to talk about Westworld in here because many people don't watch or they haven't caught up, so I don't want to spoil people. I'm happy about doing that. So anyway, where to start? So a lot of different things have been going on in my life, and I would think really like how I was really sad about not being on YouTube, just solely because I know you guys enjoyed like my reviews and stuff about TV shows, and I just got behind on some TV shows, or I just stopped watching TV shows. So it was like with Riverdale, I definitely lost interest, and then I got so behind there was just no way I could catch up, and people have told me it's gotten better and everything, so I don't ever see myself catching up, to be honest. But I've had so many different things I would like be ready to do a video or just like one of these chats where I'm just talking. And then something would happen like every single week pretty much in my life, and I would just be like, I do not have time to do this, or I don't have the energy to do this, or whatever. So that is pretty much what happened with me. So a lot of people were messaging me and tweeting at me and saying like, did you quit YouTube? Did you leave YouTube? And I didn't really have a good answer for that because I wasn't really sure what I was doing. Like, was I going to keep doing this? Because I'm a person who believes when you do something, you should do it, you know, to the best of your ability, and you should be consistent with it. And that's definitely what I have not been at all for like months. So I just started feeling terrible. Like, I didn't even know how to come back on here because I started feeling terrible about where do I pick up, and like I've let a lot of people down, and probably a lot of people have just left the channel. I don't even like check it very often to check the messages or whatever because I'm scared to see like someone being like, oh my god, I'm mad at you, like where did you go? Because sometimes I get those comments like, why are you not here? Like I get like angry Riverdale comments. I'm like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, I'm just not watching it anymore. But a few months ago something happened in my life that I only maybe told a couple people that watch my YouTube videos, and I just was not able to talk about it on camera. But when I was away, I was out of town, I was having a family member watch my dogs, and one of my dogs who hadn't been sick or anything passed away while I was gone, and it took like many hours for me to get home, so there was like nothing I could do about it anyway because this happened while I was away, and that kind of made everything difficult. And some of you who don't have animals may think that that's kind of silly, but it really impacted me, and it's not the first animal that I've lost. But I guess what was really hard about it was that I had no idea he was sick. I would not have gone out of town if I had known. And this did happen several months ago, but it's just that I haven't been able to talk about it. So I think that's kind of played into like me not feeling like doing the same stuff that I used to do all the time. And again, it's not a person, so I would never equate that to someone losing a person in their life. But, you know, for me, my animals are like people just because, you know, you spend so much time with them and they're like, you know, little people. And it was just very hard because I felt very bad about not being there when any of this happened. Wondering like if I had been here, could I have done something? I mean, the people who were watching him like took him to the vet and then took him to the animal hospital. And I feel like they did like everything they could do. But at the same time, I was like, you know, his mom wasn't there. And I just, I have a lot of bad feelings about it. I can finally talk to you guys about it. So I just could not do that. No, it's not my new one. It is the dog that I'd had. He was 9 years old. So it's a dog that I'd had since he was 1. In the meantime, like since that has happened, I did adopt another dog, which you guys I've talked about, and her name was Willow, but I just could not put all the pieces together for you guys because I couldn't have done that without breaking down and crying. So, you know, time does, I think, help you heal. And I've definitely had that happen when I've lost members of my family. After much time passed, I can talk about it. It doesn't mean you don't care about that person or you're not still sad. You guys know that. I'm sure everyone's lost somebody or a pet or whatever. But, you know, as time goes on, I feel like it's easier to talk about without being hysterical and to be rational about it. So, other than that, yes, thank you guys so much for all of your comments. I didn't know if I could ever like talk to you guys about it because it was just something that made me so emotional, but it's definitely not like an excuse to not be on here, but I just wanted to give you some background. And then for those of you who have watched me the past couple of months, I ended up dislocating my finger, which shouldn't have been a big deal, but I'm still having issues with that and still having to go back to the doctor because it did not heal properly. So it was just like one thing after the other. And, you know, sometimes when life has unexpected moments, it seems like they all come at once. And so I'm really sorry, and I don't want anyone to get mad by this title of this video, but I feel like I needed to make a title that people would watch because I've just been getting comments and DMs and stuff like that, and if I just said live chat, let's talk about whatever, then, you know, I don't think people would actually watch and still have those questions like, wait, is she still on YouTube, or what's her deal with whatever? So to answer that question, like, I still want to be here, like, I want to get back to the level that I was, like, last year and the year before and everything, and that should start with me well, this video is kind of like the start of it. And secondly, Westworld, I have been watching, I actually have caught up with that. And I know that's a show that's kind of, I feel like it's popular, but it's not popular with everyone who watches my channel. But I know some of you guys do watch it, so I want to get back to doing those videos, and 13 Reasons Why Season 2 came out today, so I do want to start watching that. The way that I handle Netflix shows, for those of you who haven't watched me before or don't know how I do that, is I like to watch the entire series and then do like chats and a video. So I'll probably watch all of Season 2 of 13 Reasons Why, because it seems like every type of show that I've done where the whole series was out or I was behind or there's a book, some trollish person will come on and be like, guess what? This person died and this person married this person and this person's evil. And I would just be like, okay, I've just watched the first episode. So I'm going to get into your comments now because I don't want this to be like a sad chat or whatever. I just wanted to give you guys like some background of what has been going on, like where I've been. And I do not plan on leaving YouTube, but I mean, there was questions like in my own mind, like when am I going to come back or when am I going to feel like doing stuff? And I don't want to come back today and do this chat and then disappear again for months. So I also had to be like telling myself, like, if I come back here and do this chat, I want to do more stuff consistently. So I plan on doing things with Westworld and then moving on to 13 Reasons Why, but I won't be covering that like episode by episode as I just explained. And then also, I know more things are coming back, like Mr. Mercedes was such a good show, and I don't know if you can get that anywhere. It's on the Audience Network, but season 2 is coming back in August, and it was one of the best shows I watched last year, and I will be covering that show, but I feel like maybe 10 people who watch my videos and are subscribed got into that show, and a lot of people didn't watch it because they don't have the channel. So I don't know if that's like on Netflix now or where, whatever. If anybody knows, just post here in the comments or post later in the comments after this is no longer live. So I'm just kind of getting back into the swing of things, and I've gotten like tons of suggestions. I see like Lionel's asking me to watch The Alienist on Netflix, which I haven't heard about, actually. And I've gotten a lot of suggestions about shows, maybe new shows, whatever. And I really haven't had the time and energy to devote to looking at a new show. But one thing that I've been wanting to watch since last year is called Sharp Objects, and I think it's coming out next month on HBO, so that's something I plan on watching. If I'm into it, I will do videos on that too. You guys have been so nice, especially on Twitter, for those of you who are active and follow me there. And you guys have been like tweeting me updates about shows and whatever. So if you watched, for some reason I can't think of the name of it, the Jessica Biel show that was a big deal like last summer. Why can't I think of the name of that? When it returns, Jessica Biel is actually being replaced by another actress, Carrie something, which I think just sucks, and I don't get it because I really like Jessica Biel, and honestly think she was fabulous in that role. I'm not going to go into too much detail because if you've never seen the show, you'll be like, well, what is she talking about? But that wasn't some other like big news that's happened since I've been away. But anyway, like, I've also had some amazing things going on in this time. The Sinner, thank you so much. Yeah, I love The Sinner, but I'm very concerned about this replacement of Jessica. But I did go to Portugal recently, and I was there for 2 weeks, and I had a really, really good time there. I think Portugal is beautiful. I don't know if I have anyone who watches me who lives in Portugal, but honestly, it's such a beautiful place. Like, the architecture is stunning. Instagram is probably one of the best places to keep up with me, especially when I'm not on here. I still try to post on there, and I did a lot of Instagram live stories when I was over there. Not live stories, but just stories. Sometimes they were live. So I'm going to go to Hawaii in a couple of weeks, which is super exciting. So I will also do like stories over there and, posts and everything like that. So I'm just like really, really active on Instagram. I feel like it's just easy. I wish almost like I could do like I think I can do live chats from my phone on YouTube. I always wondered like how good the service would be like when I'm somewhere else, because sometimes I don't have great service, and I could see myself like trying to do that and it would just crash. So, it just seems so easy to do an Instagram story and get in touch with you guys that way, you know. But anyway, yes, for those of you who asked me about Portugal, I loved it. Everyone there was so nice, and it's just a beautiful place. And I went to Lisbon and also to the island of Madeira, which was stunning, and that's where Cristiano Ronaldo, that's his hometown, and they actually recently named the airport after him last year, and there's like a really ugly statue of him at the airport, which is controversial, which is really funny. So I'm going to read some of your comments now. I've been getting a lot of tweets about The Perfectionist, which is I guess it's sort of a PLL spinoff, but it's Marlene's new show, which I think is coming out pretty soon, and I know there's some previews that have been out about it recently. And I told you guys, those of you who watch my PLL videos, that I was going to do, or that I planned on watching The Perfectionist, like definitely watching the first episode and going from there. I cannot commit to the whole series or season because, as you know, my love-hate relationship with Marlene. So I will not ever commit to something with her. I really don't like her. I'm so sorry if you do. You know, it's not a personal thing because I don't know her, but I don't like stuff she's done online and how she handled PLL, especially the ending of PLL and whatever. So The Perfectionist starts in 2019, which is good because that gives me time to watch it, as Vanessa is saying. Thank you so much. Deja says you can understand there being a new lead in The Sinner. There wasn't any more story left for Cora, and you don't think they expected to get renewed for a season 2. So, like, how I understood it is that Cora was still a character, but she was being replaced by someone, but maybe I just understood it wrong. So maybe Cora is not even in it. Is that what you're saying? Deja says the trailer for The Perfectionist literally looks like something from Lifetime, and you don't know how to feel about it. Well, I've got to watch that as soon as we're done here. I wanted to ask you guys, I don't know if this is out or not, but I've been seeing, like, commercials, promos, whatever, on YouTube for Shay Mitchell's movie on Lifetime, which I'm not sure if she's the lead, but she's definitely in it, and then Penn Badgley from Gossip Girl was in it. I thought it was a for real deal movie when I saw the first commercial on YouTube, and then I was like, I think it's on Lifetime, and I was like, oh, because I usually don't watch Lifetime movies, to be honest, but okay, Amy, thank you so much, thank you. So I don't know if that's already out or what, but I really, really love Shay. And I thought it was cool that Penn Badgley was in it. Plus, it looks like it's kind of like a thriller. So let me know your thoughts on that if you've seen it or if you've actually seen the movie, because I have no idea. Maybe it's already been out. About Riverdale, and I've gotten so many questions about that, Lionel. No, I stopped watching Riverdale. People have told me what has happened in it. I'm not going to say that here because people may have not caught up and want to catch up. I wasn't really cool with what they did, but I don't know how to say this. I was glad they revisited the villain in the show, but I don't like who they revealed as that villain because it's better than the first reveal, but still not who I was hoping. I'll say that because I don't want to spoil for anybody. But yeah, I know some people were angry, I guess, that I quit watching the show. I don't know. I mean, I think some people have tweeted me that it's gotten better, and maybe it has. And I do like the cast. I like the actors and actresses in it, so it wasn't really about them. But it sounds like, from what you guys have been tweeting me, it sounds like it's gotten better. I don't feel compelled to go back to it or to catch up on it again, and it's not anything against any of you guys. You know, sometimes we just have different likes, so like, if you love it still, I'm sorry, and I guess I've let some people down because I quit watching it. I don't know, but I'm sorry. I just kind of got to the point where I didn't want to watch it anymore because I really disliked it, and this was like months ago, and people have said that it's, you know, getting better. So I'm happy that it's gotten better. Some people are saying it didn't get better, so I don't know. But I've gotten some messages from people that still really love it, and they really want me to watch it again, and I just don't want to. I'm so sorry. I'm just not into it. I don't know. You know, I'm sure you've been that way where you've like watched a show and it just goes down a path you don't like, and then like you're like, I can't watch this. Like, I don't know. Like, it's just, to me, it became like when you have homework or something, it's like you're supposed to do it, but you don't want to do it and it's not fun. And, you know, YouTube, it should be fun for me so that I can make it fun for you. And I don't want to sit here and make a video every week like, man, I don't like this show. I'm so bored. Ashton is asking about How to Get Away with Murder, which also was renewed while I was on a break or whatever I was doing. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Yes, of course. And I feel like I've done a good job with keeping up with that. Thank God, because I did the whole last season and I was able to do all of that without, you know, any issues and keeping up with that. So, but I've definitely dropped the ball in Westworld, and I'm sorry. And Riverdale was not really because of things going on in my life. I just didn't like it. Handmaid's Tale, I never watched. I still don't have Hulu, and I know I don't have a doubt in my mind that I would love that show. Everyone I know in real life and you guys have told me it's really good. Plus the lead, for some reason her name is escaping me, but I watched her in all the seasons of Mad Men, and I loved her on there, so I would love it. I know I'm missing out. Will I ever watch that? I don't know. You know, I still have not finished the latest season of Orange is the New Black, which is like ridiculous, but I've actually gotten so bored with that. I probably will finish it, but I don't know, but it bores me, which sucks because like last season, the season before, I thought was so good. Lori says Shay's new movie looks great. You're definitely going to watch. You know, I've been like so behind on everything that with you, I used to watch every single night, as you guys know, people's YouTube videos, and I'm so behind on those, and that makes me sad because I love watching people's YouTube videos, and that's what inspired me to be here. But Shay's, I've pretty much caught up with. Like a couple days ago, I just like binged a bunch of hers, and I just, like, when I watch her videos, I'm like, oh my God, like, she was not my favorite character on PLL, and it's not like I disliked her, she just wasn't my favorite, but I think she's my favorite person now, like, real life person from that show, because she has amazing videos. If you haven't subscribed to her and you watch the show, you definitely should, because, like, her YouTube channel is super professional, and I think she's, you know, successful enough that she doesn't need, it's not like she needs this YouTube channel to get more famous or whatever. I don't think it's like, that's her motivation, but her videos are very well produced. It's like a TV show, and they're just so good, but at the same time, she, to me, is super real, and she's not like acting or scripted or trying to be a certain way to get people to like her or whatever. And I just love her channel, and she travels a lot, which you guys know I travel a lot too, but she always inspires me like to go somewhere new after seeing one of her videos, and I just think she's got the best life. Like, I think she's awesome. Okay, Deja says a TV show called You comes out in September. It's about a man who's obsessed with a woman and you think stalks her. Is that what we're talking about with the Shay? Is it not a movie? I'd actually prefer it to be a show. Jay Ivy says season 3 of Riverdale is supposed to have the core 4 closer. Madchen and Lily have been amazing with their acting. So excited for next season and what can happen. Yeah, I mean, I've been getting a lot of positive tweets. I haven't even been asking you guys, but people have been DMing me and tweeting me and being like, oh my God, Riverdale's gotten so much better. So I am glad. I mean, oh my God, thankfully it didn't go, for those of you who are still into it, it didn't go down the PLL route where it just sucked and sucked and sucked and sucked. So cool. So this show apparently, and it's on Lifetime, which I've never covered a show for this channel on Lifetime, but I'm into that because I liked Gossip Girl. I love Shay. I love thriller horror. It looks so good, and yeah. So that'll be something that I can add to my list of things that I will watch. So that, Stephen King, I just talked about it. Now I can't think of it. What? Mercedes. Mr. Mercedes Season 2, 13 Reasons Why Season 2, How to Get Away with Murder Season 5, and Westworld Season 2, which I'm going to get on that right after this, actually. Leave me a comment if you would like to stay after this chat. Like, I'm not sure when this chat's going to end, actually, and do a Westworld Season 2 dedicated chat. So that means we won't be just all over the place. I try to keep those, you know, to the topic. I've seen all the episodes of Season 2, so we could talk about that, plus all of Season 1, if anyone wants to talk about stuff that happened in Season 1. It's definitely really interesting and definitely totally different this season, so I have a lot of stuff I want to talk to you guys about. But if we don't have, like, 5 at least people who want to come to that, I won't do it in that format because it's silly when, like, no one's at the chat except for me. So Chase will come to that. Anybody else, you have time to leave me throughout this chat. If you would come to a Westworld chat, like, as soon as we're done here, like 10 minutes later, so I have time to make a thumbnail and all of that good stuff. Jay Ivy says, you tried watching The Handmaid's Tale, and it's great, but a difficult watch at times. You definitely do not watch multiple episodes at once. I still feel like I may watch that at some time, but I don't know when. So usually when I am flying somewhere, I have a lot of time to catch up on movies. I don't go to the movie theater that much. First of all, it costs like $7 million. I don't have one of the movie passes, and it just takes a lot of time to go to the movies. Even though that's fun, I just don't usually go to the actual movie theater. But I was able to see a couple movies when I was going to Portugal, and I finally watched The Shape of Water. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but it's definitely not something that I would have probably gone to see on my own. I thought it looked strange, and I don't usually like science fiction. Actually, my mom had seen it like the week before I went to Portugal, and she was like, you know, if it's an option on the plane, you should watch it. So I watched it, and I thought it was so good. Like, I don't know why I, like, was crying through the whole thing. I just thought it was so good. I totally see why it won Best Picture. I was absolutely obsessed with it. I thought it was amazing. So if you have time, if you haven't seen that, if you were wondering if you should see it, I would say yes, absolutely. I loved it. I also watched Home Again with Reese Witherspoon just because I love Reese, and it was a movie that came out a while ago when I hadn't seen it. This is kind of like a romantic type of movie, not typically what I do on my channel, and I thought it was really cute and sweet. Not incredible. I wasn't expecting it to be incredible, but I liked that. And I watched something else too. Rough Night. I like Scarlett Johansson, so that's why I watched it, and Kate McKinnon from SNL is on that. I thought it was funny. I liked that one. Again, that's kind of like a comedy, so I don't know if you guys are into those, but I liked all 3 of the movies, but Shape of Water was so good. I'm planning on watching the 3 Billboards movie, which was up for Best Picture, on my next flight, and I think I'm also going to watch the Christopher Robin movie with Margot Robbie. At least that's what I plan. I think those are still available on the flight I'll be on because I'm flying United, and they were there like last month and this month, so they should be there for June. If not, I'll just watch something else. It's fine. Hi, Christina. Thank you so much. It feels good to be back. So I missed you guys. I just miss doing these types of things where we're just chatting. And Vanessa says The Shape of Water was beautifully shot. I just loved it. I thought it was so good. Okay, so Mina is talking about life sentence, and I saw someone else mention it earlier, and I'm sorry. I was talking and I missed who said that, so I'm sorry. I watched maybe 2 episodes of it, and I thought the topic was unique, and I do like Lucy Hale. But I wasn't so intrigued that I wanted to continue it, so I didn't. Sorry, guys. So it was just something that didn't really grab my attention. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. I like Lucy Hale, but not enough to keep watching. But I don't know. Mina says it's a bit weird and cheesy. You miss watching Lucy. Yes, and I met Lucy a few years ago, and she was very nice, just as nice as you would think. So apparently it got canceled. Okay. Vanessa says Life Sentence got canceled. Well, I probably won't watch it then, because I hate watching a show and like ended up liking it and then it's canceled. Some of you had asked me to watch Rise, which is on NBC. It also got canceled. And I got a lot of good feedback about that, and I never watched it, but I don't know if you guys knew about that, but it was also canceled. Actually, someone I know was in it, or actually I know her dad. Brooklyn Shuck is in the show. I don't know how much of a role she has, but I follow her on Instagram, and she talked about it a lot, and I know she's in it. You guys may have no idea who she is, but she's in it in some capacity, or was in it. Lucifer, I never watched, and over the years, I feel like it's been on at least a couple years. A lot of people have asked me to watch that. Apparently it got canceled. I didn't know that it got canceled. I thought it was pretty popular, so that sucks. But I also know like some shows, I feel like some show with like Tim Allen or whatever was canceled, and just recently it's back because the fans like freaked out. So I would say for you guys, if any of you love Lucifer or any show, even though like I've tried before actually to get a show to come back, The Family, and it did not work. But you know, I think it's worth, if you're like obsessed with it, I think it's worth trying to tell like the people involved with the show that you like it, and you know, start, what are those things called, the petitions where you can do online to like get it to come back. Vanessa says you should watch Bad Samaritan, underrated movie that came out a few weeks ago. Is that like a Netflix, or can I get that anywhere? So The Exorcist was canceled too, and I feel like The Exorcist was kind of like in the same group of shows as Lucifer, because both of those shows were mentioned to me a ton, and I never watched either. Not because it wasn't interesting, but just because, I don't know, I used to watch like so many shows for YouTube that it was like overwhelming, so I just couldn't fit in any new ones, especially ones I had to go back and watch other seasons. So that sucks. I'm surprised, because actually so many people told me to watch both, and no one ever said like, well, no, they aren't that good or whatever. Oh, Bad Samaritans in theaters. I really wanted to see that movie. I don't even know if it's still in theaters, where everyone has to be quiet. I heard that was really good. Yes, 13 Reasons Why. I'm going to start that tonight. I know it came out already today. So please, no spoilers. Again, I said earlier in the chat, but I'll say it again. I plan on watching the entire season, then doing a chat on the whole season, and doing a video on the whole season, so that I don't run into people who are not you guys, but just random people who search, you know, the topic I'm talking about, just to leave me the whole plot of the series, which has happened to me like a lot of times. Yes, A Quiet Place. Has anyone seen that? I definitely want to see it. I don't think it's going to be like on the plane, and I don't know if it's still in theaters, but I want to see that. That looked good. The Runaways and Black Lightning, are those shows, Nishan, or movies, or what? Because I haven't heard of either of those. But anyway, yeah, so I mean, there's been so much going on, like so much to catch up with, and talking to you guys is so fun. I've really, really missed it. I've seen so far one person interested in doing a Westworld Season 2 all episodes so far chat. So that is not enough to do a chat today. So if you are interested, let me know in the next couple of minutes, just by commenting that you would be at a live chat like in 10 minutes for Westworld. If not, that's totally fine. We'll start maybe doing stuff next week after the next episode. I don't watch Riverdale anymore, but I've been updated on what's going on. It does sound better, but I'm not probably going to watch it ever again. Also, for those of you, and I know it's just a few of you who watch Twin Peaks, I was still wondering if they're ever going to have another season. I really want them to. That was a big show last summer, and sometimes I see people that I followed because of that show, like talking about the show and asking about another season, or saying like they don't want another season or whatever, but I do want that. Yes, absolutely, Jay Ivy, I will be watching Big Little Lies Season 2. I think it comes out next year. Absolutely, absolutely one of my favorite shows ever. I love the cast. Hopefully the cast stays and they don't eliminate anybody we like. So Jay Ivy, are you caught up on Westworld? That's so cool. Jay Ivy says she'll stick around for Westworld. So what we could do here in a few minutes is, after we're finished talking here, is I will set everything up for the Westworld chat. We'll just start a Westworld chat. If it just ends up being me and 2 people, we probably won't. We'll just end it. No big deal. But if a few people, maybe they'll show up because of the title. Then we can, thank you, Alex. Alex would be at a Westworld stream. Then we can still talk. You know, it's just, I've done them before way back in the day where it would be like me and one person, and it's just like, oh, that's weird. Christina says, I need to watch Handmaid's Tale and The Americans. Okay, so The Americans, I have a friend who watches The Americans, so I always kind of watch it, but not really, but really. So I kind of am caught up on that, actually. How weird. I used to watch it for real, like sit down and watch it. I never did a video on it, but it's very interesting. It's in its final season. and I like it, and I think it's going to be really good. Like, if you're watching it, you know what I mean? But it's, like, a lot of crazy stuff is going down right now, because the whole thing is ending, and there's, like, a big secret in this show, and it's about to, like, come crashing down on the people who have this secret. So, yes, Meryl Streep will be in the Big Little Lies season 2. Big Little Lies 2 season. No, season 2. Okay, so she is going to be playing the mother of Nicole Kidman's character, I believe. There's a Charmed reboot, which I didn't even know about. Charmed, I never really watched that. I feel like, I don't know, like maybe, I don't know when that came out, but like I feel like when it came out, the people were like old, or they were old to me, like too old for me to watch. I don't know, but I also remember seeing it in reruns, so I really don't know when that came out originally. Like, kind of like 90210, like I didn't watch that, like the first 90210. I did watch this, because I know like Shannon Doherty's in both. Her husband's mother, I'm sorry. So, is it her mother-in-law? Nicole Kidman's mother-in-law on Big Little Lies. 90210, the second series, like the reboot of that. 1998, really? Okay, yeah, I don't know. I never watched that, because I don't know, like, those people, they just seem like a billion years older than me. Anyway, but like, the 90210 I know was big, like, back in the day, and I never watched that, but I knew, like, who the people were. Jason Priestley, Luke Perry, he's like in Riverdale, and Shannon Doherty, but Shannon Doherty was also in Charmed. I don't know what I'm saying here, but I watched 90210, the reboot, right? I started watching that, and I didn't finish it, but I thought it was okay, and I just kind of got busy or whatever. That's why I quit watching it. I don't know if it ended up being okay, if it ever, like, resolved, or was it canceled, or whatever. So I don't even know if I would watch a Charmed reboot, just because I never watched Charmed. I remember, like, a few years ago, though, I had a friend who was, like, obsessed with Charmed, and she was obsessed with, like, the reruns. Like, she got hooked on the reruns or something, and she would always try to get me to watch it, and I was just like, I don't know, but I was watching them, like, out of order, and I didn't, you know, she'd seen the whole thing, and she was, like, watching it again or something. I have no idea, but, like, it didn't really make much sense to me, because I would just catch an episode here and there, and it would be, like, who knows where in the series, and I was like, I don't know what's going on here, but whatever. She was really into it, so that's my background on Charmed. So, yeah, what should I say? I just want to apologize again to you guys, and, again, the title of this video is not to make people mad or to be like, oh my god, clickbait, because it's really not, because I had a lot of questions like, am I going to keep doing this or what? But I just wanted to say I feel bad. I felt bad every single day, and I hope that I'm back on the right path to be, like, consistent, because literally I just seriously felt bad because I missed talking to you guys, and I felt bad every time someone, like, tweeted me and was like, where are you, or did you quit, or whatever, and I was like, oh my god, I feel so bad about this. So I wanted to do this kind of chat before I did other stuff on shows, because I just want to apologize to you guys and tell you, like, sometimes life happens. It wasn't something I wanted to tweet out, like, hey, this is all the crap that has been going on, but I think, you know, in everybody's life, you guys know how it is. Sometimes things are really good for a long time, and then sometimes you have, like, a billion things that are going in a way you don't want, and you just can't do anything, and you can't always address everything that you need to in your life with the way it should be, because there's other things going on that you have to give your attention to. Okay, so if J. Ivy has a Westworld theory question, I'm going to address it in the chat, because I don't want to spoil anyone, especially for those of you who may not have access for whatever reason to season 2. But that's a good question, and I do want to talk about that among other things. Thank you, Mina. I appreciate it. So I'm sure people have left the channel, and I get that. Maybe I would do that too if someone just disappeared and wasn't making videos, and I get that. But for those of you who have still stuck with me and stayed subscribed, even though I wasn't really doing anything, thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. If I ever end up leaving the channel, I will make a video and tell you guys, like, in the future. I don't have any plans to do that, but if I ever, you know, sincerely don't enjoy doing this anymore or can't do this anymore, I won't just, like, disappear and not say why. I'll make a video, you know. So what we're going to do now is close out of this chat, and I'm going to move over and, like, let's say, like, at 4:50 p.m. I'm going to have the Westworld live chat. I'll set everything up. It'll show up here on your screen. So we'll just play that by ear, see how that goes. If 3 people show up, if 2 people show up, we'll talk for a little bit and leave. But if a few people show up, we'll keep doing it. Thank you guys so much for being here, especially after me being away for a while. What I can also do is just check in and do these kind of all-encompassing chats for those of you who don't watch Westworld or don't watch 13 Reasons Why. But again, thank you guys so much for being here and for being like so supportive and letting me kind of tell you about what's been going on and why I've been away, and for being understanding. So I've missed you guys so much. YouTube has always been about being fun. Like, this is fun for me. I wanted to come on here and talk to people about the shows I loved. It was never about money or popularity, because obviously I'm not rich from this. Yes, I will do American Horror Story and This Is Us both, Karen. So it's always been fun, and if it's not fun someday, I won't keep doing it, but that's not why I went away. But thank you guys. This is a big part of my life, and I love it, and I want to get back to what I was doing in the past. So I hope you guys have a really good weekend, and I will talk to you probably next week with just a regular chat like this. But for those of you who are interested in Westworld Season 2, at 4:50 Eastern, I will do another live chat. I'm going to set that up right now. So bye, guys.